What's up, Michigan State fans? It's Jacob Kotziker back for another episode of the Michigan State Spartans Insider Podcast. This is our podcast for Saturday, January 17th, 2026. And we're going to talk some hoops today. Michigan State is playing Washington today, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. local time. They're out on the West Coast for a Pregame. First one, of course, now being against Washington. And they play Oregon on Tuesday. I'm 95% sure. Just going to do a quick little preview of this game, how the season has gone for Washington. You can probably guess how it's gone for Michigan State. It's going relatively well. 15-2 on the season, 5-1 during Big Ten play, and just kind of dive into some of the things I think about this matchup. There's one interesting little thing that I'm going to be watching. We'll dive into that over the next couple of minutes. So, first things first, just kind of look at Washington. Washington itself. 10-7 overall. 1-7, not 1-7, 2-4 during Big Ten play. They're in the mid-low 50s on the net rankings, but this is a quad one game for Michigan State. If you do not know, that is considered to be like a difficult game, essentially. Like if you win quad one games, that is a major statistic on your resume going into March that affects your seeding in the NCAA tournament. It's a big deal. Winning these games are a big deal. Like these are big games for Michigan State. But even though Washington is 2-4 in Big Ten play, their wins are at USC. That's a decent win, and a home win against Ohio State. They should be. MSU does have the slight rest advantage here, but they should also. Washington hasn't been on the road for a while. This is their third straight home game, so they've been able to get real comfortable. Michigan State's out on the road going to the West Coast. But again, a few things that stand out about Washington. The record's not great, but they have a lot of talent. They have the individual pieces of Washington are pretty good actually. This is like an entirely brand new team from last year. They didn't fire their coach. It's Danny Sprinkle's second season on the job. If you remember, MSU just demolished Washington at the Breslin Center last year. Now playing them on the road, but I think there's 14 new players on the Washington roster this year. That's out of 16. So almost everyone on that team, they're not thinking about that at all. That's not a factor. They're not thinking, oh, we lost to these guys by 34 last season. That's not going to really. There's no intimidation factor as far as that goes in this game. Few things. Washington's pretty good at free throws. Protect the ball relatively well. They're not good at 3-pointers. 31.5% on the season. They're in the 280s. In college basketball, they don't take many threes, partially because of that. They rely a lot, kind of going into the interior, and that is something I kind of think favors Michigan State in a way. First player you need to know. Again, they like I said, they have a lot of good individual pieces. First one you need to know is a freshman from Germany, forward, 6'11", Hans Steinbach. 17.9 points per game and a Big Ten high 11.2 rebounds per game. MSU's Jackson Kohler is in second there. Steinbach's real good player. Again, he's 6'11", tough to guard, European guy. He can stretch the floor a little bit. He'll take one or two per game, shooting right around 30%, so not the greatest three-point shooter, but he's good enough at it that Michigan State is going to have to respect it because he can knock it down. He can knock it down. Not for a 6'11" guy, about one block a game, so an okay shot blocker. And he does get a steal per game. He hits most of his free throws, sitting at about 77, 78% there. But the thing that behind him, they have a lot of pretty good guards. They have several pretty good guards. One of their only returns is this guy Zoom Diallo, 14.9 points per game, 3.5 assists per game. Again, not a great three-point shooter, but a guy who's shooting it well enough that you have to go out and guard him out there. Shooting that at about 32% on his season. A couple of USC transfers actually came in, both from USC. First one, Wesley Yates at 13.8 points per game, and the other one being Desmond Claude at 13.3 points per game. Again, another guy that you are going to need to know. Just like started playing. I think he was injured for up until this point. Transferred in from Lipscomb. This guy, Jacob Ognasevich, and he averaged 20 points per game last season at Lipscomb. So again, grain of salt there with the level right there, but this dude can shoot. Like, Washington hasn't shot the three ball well. This dude can shoot. Shot it at 40% last year at Lipscomb. So again, big time threat. He made a season debut in their last game against Michigan, lost that game by 10, and he went 2 for 4 from deep. So he kind of picked up where he left off right there. So he'll be a factor in this one almost certainly. One other one to know, transfer from East Tennessee State, Quamari Peterson, averaging right around 10 points per game. Again, one of their better three-point shooters as well, shooting it at a clip of 35%. So that's kind of the quick rundown of the Washington players you're going to need to know. But again, something that I like as far as the matchup goes for Michigan State is, again, the three-point shooting. They've two actual shooters, really, that you really need to pay attention to. Besides that, not a whole lot of guys that should really spook you. Washington, again, not a great three-point shooting team. They're in the bottom portion of Division I at it, and they don't shoot many threes. Only about a third of their shots are three-pointers. The Division I average is about 40%. Something that Michigan State, their defense is good at, is forcing teams to shoot three-pointers. They defend it relatively well, ranking around the 50s in three-point percentage defense, but almost half of the shots that MSU faces are three-pointers. It's 47.4%. So I think one of the big keys for Michigan State is, can you force Washington to take a whole bunch of threes? Because they're not used to that. They're not very good at it. So, you just do the math. I mean, if you're a believer in analytics, like I kind of am, maybe not to some level of some people, but I think if you force Washington to stay out of the paint, you should be in a really good spot. They're going to miss a lot of them. I mean, maybe they catch fire and you tip your cap, but I think that's one of the best ways for Michigan State to win it. Because, again, it's hard to get in the paint on Michigan State. You got Jackson Kohler, you got Carson Cooper manning it right down there when you have the starting lineup on the floor. And also when you have Jeremy Fears on the court for probably, 33 minutes, 32 minutes, 30 probably if it's a close game. One of the best on-ball defenders in college basketball. You're not going to be able to get a whole lot of dribble penetration. Again, a lot of that has to also do with the two guards trying to defend, try to prevent that dribble penetration. But I think that's a big reason why Michigan State is so good, out defensively. They just kind of have the pieces. They have their point guard's a great on-ball defender, and they've got two big men who are elite defenders as well. It also helps that they're the best defensive rebounding team in the country in terms of percentage, only allowing about 22% of possible offensive rebounds this season, the best number in the country looking at the KenPom sheet right in front of me here. Again, rebounding should favor Michigan State as well. Washington is decent on the offensive boards. They're at 46th on KenPom right here. But on the other end, with Michigan State's offensive rebounding, they're 6th in the country at that as well. Washington, a little bit middle of the road, 131 in the country. So, again, players you'd like to see another nice game from Jeremy Fears. Again, he had 23 and 10 during their last game against Indiana. If he can keep piecing those nice scoring nights together, that's huge because, again, this is a much better team, I think, when Jeremy Fears is able to put the ball in the hoop. Again, he had tough games offensively during both of their losses. Duke, he went 0 for 10. Can't remember what his numbers were really from the Nebraska game, but he wasn't really making a whole lot of shots from the field. That's such a key point for Michigan State is, can Fears consistently be able to be a scorer on top of being a passer? So, again, that's going to be another thing that I'm looking for in this one. But, yeah, overall, that kind of wraps up my thoughts on this one. We'll see how the game goes. I guess if I had to put a prediction on it, I think MSU does win semi-comfortably. I think it's projected to be MSU by 4 or 5, depending on where you look. I think you're probably looking at about MSU by 9 to 10. If I had to guess, though, let's do MSU 74, Washington 65. We'll do that. I think that'll be the one that we do, for this one. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on the game and everything else. But once again, you can get all of our written content here as well at MSU Spartans on SI or SpartanNation.com. Thank you very much for listening. Once again, though, I'm Jacob Patsnika. I'll see you guys around.